family or marriage in the
That might
society
be for
anymore.
you, but I would argue most women would get most of their fulfillment from children and a family, not career and accomplishment.
I understand that, and I
Okay.
respect those women.
Okay,
And
that's a majority.
but again, you say society is changing now, and a lot of women now don't really care about that stuff no more.
So, question: raise your hand if you want to be married. Right, up high. Married, married. So 4 to 5. So okay, so raise your hand if you're single. So why are you single?
I'm still in school and I'd rather just focus on myself.
Okay.
Same reason. I work a lot.
Haven't met anybody that I would like to be with.
I'm scared of betrayal.
I have too many boyfriends.
At least she was honest.
So we have 3 boss babes, and then we got someone who
Too many.
doesn't
I'm
prepare
high. I have
emotional
options.
damage, and I don't know what she is, but yeah.
Emotional damage.
All
All right, so just out of curiosity, you guys said that you're focusing on your career and school and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think you're more attractive now or when you're done with your career and school and older?
Does that change?
I can't
Because
really
I-
say
I might
that.
have a master's
I don't
in
know what I'll
business.
be like.
I'll never
when
be
I'm-
done with my career.
No, but do you think you're more attractive right now or in 2 to 3 years when you're done
I
with
don't
your
think
career
I've
and
reached
making
my
money?
peak yet.
I don't think so either.
Wait, you're at 23?
23, yes.
You're at your peak right now.
Yeah, you are.
To you, but not to me.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't reached my peak.
Okay,
You guys,
hold on.
boys might feel
Hold on.
differently. That's
Wouldn't
fine.
it- well, how about this? Wouldn't it be fair to say that if you want to attract a man, you should know what men want typically?
Yeah.
True.
you should.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
So, like, for example, I want to play video games and I just want to eat Cheetos and chill, right? I don't want to fucking go to work and
Is that
do
high
all this
value
shit.
though?
What is your
Hold
oldest?
on.
Oh,
But notice, if I want to go ahead and be attractive to women, I have to play the game about what women find attractive, right?
Yeah, you do.
Playing Cheetos and eating Cheetos and playing video games all day and whacking off. That's not necessarily attractive. So I have to realign the way I do things if I want to be attracted to the opposite gender.
But you guys
So-
are saying it as if I said I want to be married right now.
Yeah,
but
So
what-
when I want to be married,
You
I will
do.
focus on what I need to do to attract a man. But as of right now, because that's not my goal, I don't care what attracts a man.
But at that time, you're like, you're so old, man. Like,
Don't
you're old as
care. I
fuck.
guarantee you, I'll still
Old?
find someone.
Old
Okay.
is in 2
Wait,
years.
Don't know, but
you
I
won't
guarantee
find a
you.
That's
guy
incredible.
that you want, actually. Because, for example, right now you're 23, you know, you're hot, you know, more or less. So if you was to find a guy, you have all the leverage right now at 23. Because in his head, he's thinking like, oh, shit, she's 23. So I have to have time to really work with her. But I won't lie to you, girls who are over 30, they're a pain in the ass to deal
So
with.
can I say something then?
30,
So if
7
I
years from
if I'm
now.
doing something right now to attract a man, and hold on, I had a point where I was going.
No, I just find it, while you think of your thing, I just find it incredible that men have to understand women and do things to become attractive to women, but women are not willing to do what's required to be attractive to men. It's like, oh, I'm going to date on my timeline, which is cool. You could date on your timeline, but just understand your first choice might not want you back in return.
Can I ask you a
So-
question? What is required for you for a woman to be attractive? So you're saying we're not doing what we should be to attract a man. What is that? What do you think I should be doing on my day to day? Not going to
do
work
you
as
know?
much as I do.
I
I'm
mean,
asking you. I'm
not saying that, but what I am saying
No,
is
you
that
just- you
women
just-
tend to prioritize things that aren't necessarily important to men.
So what should I not prioritize in my life? Like I just told you everything about
Your
me that you know.
your education.
I should
and
not be prioritizing my education.
Your education and your education, your income, etc. These are not things that men typically care about.
So,
So
what
how
if you
am I
leave
supposed
us?
to take
though?
care
What
of
if you
myself?
leave us? Right. What are we
Huh?
supposed to do?
How
if
am I
you leave
supposed to
us?
take care of
if
myself?
men leave you,
Yeah, like what are we supposed to do then if we have no
are
education?
you aware that women disproportionately
Yeah.
initiate most breakups and divorces in America?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What if you leave?
Wait.
me?
So you
what
say
am
it
I to
doesn't
do with
matter,
myself?
but okay. So you said it doesn't matter, but how am I gonna be able to
Like,
get
how do I
rent?
pay
My
my
car.
rent?
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
How
To
do I
be
do that?
living
You're
with
bas-
my mom,
Right.
taking the bus,
Yeah.
riding
Okay,
a
you're
bike.
basing it off of
Definitely
the-
not high value if I'm living with my
men aren't
mom.
the ones. Men aren't the ones initiating breakups. So realistically
Doesn't matter.
speaking, what do you mean it doesn't matter? That's absolutely
But
matters.
not every
'Cause that was the
relationship
number one thing that you
but not
complained
every
about.
not every relationship has the girl broken up with the man.
I
Sometimes
mean,
it's
men
different.
don't
So
leave,
you
but
have-
they will definitely cheat before they leave.
He's saying
Women
the majority
initiate
of the time. Yeah, the women
80%
initiate.
plus.
That's
of
fine, but
breakups
what
and
about
divorces.
the 20%?
Okay, so why
what
do
am I
they
supposed to do with
initiate it?
myself? What if I'm a part of that 20% where I didn't initiate the breakup? What am I supposed to do with myself if
He's
I
gonna
did
say
not
that
build
it's your
that
fault
self?
that he broke up with you or something.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah,
your
I mean, if a
problem.
guy breaks up with
Yeah,
you, you
see?
fucked up.
Right,
To be honest,
right.
So-
Men rarely
So
break up
you
with
have a
girls.
very narrow mindset.
So going.
Oh, hold on.
Damn,
it's,
Mari.
it's not a narrow mindset.
So
it's
narrow.
looking at the numbers, figuring it out. If women are disproportionately ending relationships and marriages, etc., then that means that women have some kind of issue. It's not men ending it, it's women ending it.
Well, maybe women
How's that
don't really
narrow-minded?
care about relationship nowadays. Maybe women want to thrive in their own way.
For at least a little while. Like I don't think I want to be thriving on my own way, but it's just I would rather build myself up so that I can pay rent, so that I can keep working.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that I can work on my
You can
career.
prove yourself.
But you're just I'm sorry, like just going back on what you were saying. You think that I should live with my parents until I find my high value man.
Men
to
will
pay for
find
my
that more
rent?
attractive, yeah.
To live with my parents
Yeah.
at
So
23.
wait,
No.
so girls,
hold on.
So
Society-
You guys
So
are
question.
clueless.
Wait, I'm sorry, but
So
going back
question.
to
Y'all are
wait,
clueless.
hold on, just 1 second. So you're just saying that might be more attractive to a man, but like I could not. I love my parents to death, but I could not, as a 23-year-old, live with my parents.
Yeah.
I have such a rigid schedule. I stick to a certain diet. I like to shop where I shop. I have my own schedule that doesn't match with my parents. So I live pretty far away from 45 minutes is not super far, but like I like my distance. It makes me feel more adult. It forces me to
Grow up.
grow up, to build myself up. I would rather live on my own, but in order for me to do that, I have to build myself up. I have to work as much as I work. I have to get
Men don't
my
care about these things,
education.
though.
Right.
But
So
how
you're
many
saying-
men are
how am I
going to take
supposed to
care
take
of
care of
us?
myself?
Maybe
Like men don't, like I get it that you're saying I have to build myself up and all this other stuff, but men don't care about that.
Wait,
maybe we don't care what men think.
No, it's not that. It's
If
not
you
that.
want to lock
It's
one down, you
just-
should care what they think.
mean,
Maybe I
don't
don't
care
want to
what
lock
they
one
think.
down. Maybe I just want to
I think
thrive
it
on my
depends
own.
what point
The
of
streets
life
shall
you're at,
return.
though.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Maybe the streets are
Yeah,
not
yeah,
so
yeah.
bad after all.
If you're not concerned with what men want, then just be content with the fact that
that's
you're
not-
not going to be able to lock a guy down, and
And
you're just
that's
going to
totally fine.
be on the streets, and that's
because
fine.
not all about life is relationships and sex. Maybe
I mean,
there's
you should be worried. You're
self-actualization.
29.
I'm not worried.
You should be worried. Is what I'm saying.
Well, but I'm not, because that's not
Why
all
not?
that matters to me, because I have other goals besides
All right,
getting
so
dick and
what are your
being married
goals?
and having a family.
Well, we know
Self-actualization.
that women typically are fulfilled through relationships with a man and a family, not through career and accomplishments.
Sometimes self-actualization is more fulfilling than having a family. There's other ways to leave a legacy in the world without having children or a husband.
How would you leave that legacy then?
How?
Through beautiful
Music?
music. Yeah, music. People get inspired by music. Whatever art, beautiful, like
Okay.
the community that you build around you, like the people that you can reach, and the lives that you can change. It's not all about sex or
Okay.
family or marriage in the
That might
society
be for
anymore.
you, but I would argue most women would get most of their fulfillment from children and a family, not career and accomplishment.
Yeah.
I understand that, and I
Okay.
respect those women.
Okay,
And
that's a majority.
but again, you say society is changing now, and a lot of women now don't really care about that stuff no
And
more.
they're single. They're
Yeah, social
coping.
norms don't
Yeah.
adhere to biological reality. So, for example,
Yeah.
let's be honest here, right? So, we live in a world where there's police out there, you have the welfare state, you have all these things to take care of you, etc. So, why do women still want a guy that's taller than them? Why do women still want a guy that's stronger than them? Why do they want a guy that's still confident and ambitious and muscular? Why do they want a guy that's, has competence?
Yep.
Well, it's because in your bird brain, right? In your
Reptile-
hindbrain, in your
reptile
hindbrain, you still are attracted to these things. So even though you have all these modern conveniences that take care of security, provisioning, etc., you still want a man to have these things.
Yep.
So I always say biology overrides social norms.
Yeah, we are animals at the end of the day. We all gotta get our own significant other at some point or another.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that in this society is not a priority for a lot of women. I'm not talking about me, because I'm really like a sentimental person. So I really want to have somebody that I can share my thoughts and my ideas and my life with. But some women don't prioritize that and say,
And-
"Oh, I'm just going to be alone for the rest of my life."
No. Well, those women think they can push their, their age to a certain extent. Like, for example, you three of me want to be boss babes, right? Now, all of a sudden, you're 35, and then you're like, you know what? Now I want a man. We've had women on this panel that cried, you know what? If I was 22, 23, 24, I would take everything, I did backwards just to actually improve, to be a better wife, a future wife. Because at the end of the day, like, you girls are like, you know what? I'm gonna be a boss babe and then look for a man. You girls should be in training right now to look for a man. Because a guy sees you and say, all right, cool. Why should I hire you to be my wife? Like, why should I choose you to be my wife? And you're like, fuck, I don't care, fuck that. I'm in the club where girls trip, 3 of us out here tripping. That's like, then he sees you, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck her, but like she has no qualities to be a wife.
I mean, to a certain extent, I will sometimes think about going back and changing some of the things that I've done in the past, but those things that I've gone through made me mold myself into the person I am today and actually realize what I'm doing right or what I'm doing wrong. You know, some women be like, oh, I wish I could go back.
Yeah, but
why would you go back? You already did it.
Yeah, but most girls aren't as young as you right now. Right now, you're 22, right? Like, you still, and you're attractive, more or less. But it's one of
excuse me?
Yeah, more or less. But it's one of those things where the more you talk, it's like I hear you. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm joking. But it's like, it's one of those things where you have to realize, start young. Like, don't wait till you're 30 and then all of a sudden, like biology is kicking you in the fucking womb. Right? Well, womb, ovaries. I don't know.
Not everybody grows in the same pace. I feel like some.
Listen. Everyone. If I have a daughter, I'm like, yo, you have to fucking do the shit. Like, be a wife early. Like, train for this shit. I will put her through the Olympics.
Not everybody has that paternal figure, though.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, just my advice to give most women is to do that. You three want to be boss babes. Like, that's cool and everything. But like, why even go towards that route if guys don't give a fuck? Like what he said. Like I don't give a fuck.
All right, let's make this simple for the ladies so they can understand it. Did you have something before I go into this?
Yeah,
go ahead, please.
So like, then why are we So your analogy that you used earlier, like, why are we starting at 18? Like, I'm still, no matter that I'm legal now, I still have like a very girl mindset. Like that's when you're just finishing school, everything. Like you haven't even tried to be a woman yet necessarily. Like you haven't gone out into the world. You don't know what it's like yet. I feel like right now where I'm at, like 23, I feel like this is like the most, obviously because it is the most grown I've been, but I feel the most grown that I've been. Like at 18, my mindset was not marriage, this, that, and the third. It's, oh my God, I just graduated high school.
And think about
Congrats to me.
Sorry.
But now I'm like out of college, I'm working. It's like, okay, now I can look for these things. Like just using your specific analogy, like at this age, I think this would be my best age to possibly do what you're saying.
And as an 18-year-old, who are you supposed to be dating? Guys that are older? Or like, think about guys
I was
at 18.
using extreme to illustrate a point, but we'll continue.
But so, am I supposed to be dating people as an 18-year-old? Are you supposed to be dating somebody that's older? Because how many high-value guys do you know that are 18 years old?
7 to 10 years above you,
But all you really know, like if you're thinking about 18 years old, that's high school. All you know is high schoolers. How am I supposed to go out as an 18-year-old and meet a guy who's
I can't even get
20-something who's a high
That's
value.
a blank slate. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a teacher. I taught high school, and the high school girls who are 18 right now, like both of you guys, like girls think the same.
You guys are reading way too much into the 18. We're doing this to display an extreme example, but the point I'm trying to make here is not necessarily the age. It's that men value innocence. You understand?
Yeah.
Men
because
value
they want to
youth and
groom
innocence.
them.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't say groom. I would say coach her to be. You got to train her to be a good girlfriend.
That's grooming.
What's your definition of innocence?
Not
no
being a whore.
bodies.
Not having trauma.
Literally zero bodies.
Like having less bodies, having less trauma. I mean,
emotional damage.
If you guys want to call it grooming, you can call it grooming, but I consider it training because I think for a girl to be the best girlfriend to you, you have to train her to be the best woman that she could be. Women need leadership. A woman without instruction is headed for destruction.
So what's the difference between training and grooming, in your opinion, then?
Well, training, there's a purpose at the end, right? If I told you, hey, you're going to go ahead and compete in this sporting event in 6 months from now, you would be training every day for that event, correct? To be at your best for that event, correct? I think look at it the same way for a woman. She needs to train to be her best for that man. You know, I find it absolutely ludicrous that women are willing to go to a job and train for a job or train at the gym or train for all these other things that institutions that don't necessarily give a fuck about her. But if I say, hey, you should be training for your man, they look at me like I'm crazy and that's misogynistic. No. The man is probably going to be the most important component in your life because that's going to lead you to a family. That's going to lead you to overall happiness. That's going to lead you to overall satisfaction. Women don't derive satisfaction from success and money. They derive it through family and children.
Yep.
When two men meet, they shake hands and share, what is your career? When two women meet, they hug and say, do you have a family? Do you have kids?
Yep.
So men and women are not the same. So I look at it like that's what women should be prioritizing because you have a finite amount of time. And I'm going to ask you guys this. Let's say you have a 21-year-old woman and a 21-year-old man. Both parties make $100,000 per year. Who has more power in the sexual marketplace or the dating marketplace? The man or the woman?
The woman.
21 years old. The woman. Cool. 25 years old. Both make $100,000 per year. Who has more power in the dating marketplace? The man or the woman?
The woman.
Okay. What are you shaking?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna
woman.
say the man.
I'm
actually.
gonna say, yeah,
25?
I was gonna say the man.
I was gonna say the man. I think the man at any age with
Well,
most
it's
women.
arguable. It's
25
arguable that it could be
always.
both. But okay, 30 years old, both of them make $100,000 per year. Who has more value in the dating marketplace, the man or the woman?
The woman.
You think the man now?
I think man.
I feel
Okay.
like, yeah.
I'm gonna
So
stick
I'm
with
woman.
starting
man.
to shift a bit. Okay, 35 years old, both making $100,000 per year. Who has more command in the dating marketplace at this point, the man
Always
or the
the
woman?
woman. As long as the woman makes the same amount as a man, she will always have more power than.
Okay. Anyway,
Alright.
so the rest of you think it's the man, right? Okay. Now 40 years old. 40 years old making $100,000 per year, both. Who has more power in the dating game? The man or the woman?
I'm always gonna stick with
The
man.
The man, right?
yeah.
Okay. And as I go up in 5-year increments, will the woman ever overtake the man?
I would say no.
No, right?
No.
So wouldn't it be fair to say that you have a finite amount of time to find the best guy that you can? About 10-year window. Based on what we just talked about.
So what's that window between 20 to 30?
Yes. And you guys just literally agreed with me.
Well, that should be
Shout out to
when
Kevin Samuels.
that
It's
should
like-
be when girls
RP.
gonna get
Right,
married.
Like
though.
like I literally just proved it just now. Like in every scenario, the woman has the leverage in her 20s, and then as you get to 30, the man starts to get the leverage, and it never comes back to the female.
But I think that's fine when we start increasing the age. But you guys, as guys, have to give us that time to build ourselves. Is what I'm saying. Like you're making it from 18 to 22, but I think we should be focusing on ourselves at that point. And then once
But
we
this
get
isn't my
older-
opinion. They polled men from 18 to 60 years old, and they found that men
Right.
universally,
I'm just saying
regardless
what
of
I
culture,
think it should be. Is what I'm saying.
who cares what you think it should be? I'm telling you what is. Like this. Hold on. This is a terrible thing that women typically do. Oh, I don't like these rules. I'm gonna change them. It should be like this.
Let's do
Well,
it.
You know what?
Let's
How
do
about
it.
this? Y'all should go ahead and date homeless guys that are 5'2".
Go ahead.
That's how it should be. They should get a chance too.
Go do it.
Come on, man.
Go.
Give them a chance.
It sounds like you want to date
Like
the
all these
homeless
guys.
woman.
No.
Wait, you literally said you
No. Like, because I'm literally just using your analogy. Like you're saying, oh, it shouldn't be that way. But by the same accord, I could say, y'all should go ahead and give short guys a chance. Y'all should give broke guys a chance. Y'all should give all these guys that aren't necessarily the most
we
attractive a
do.
chance. But you don't though.
But we do though.
Not really.
But
No,
you do.
we
Mike,
do.
You're single.
guy,
Yes.
So like I find it incredible
What does that
how
mean?
girls don't like the rules
If-
and then they think that society should bend to their whim on what they want. And I'm telling you, you guys would never do that for us.
Yeah.
Would you date a homeless woman?
Men and women aren't the same.
Wait,
Would you date a homeless woman?
Yeah, it's
Yes
would
or
you.
no?
I'm just asking a question. I don't want you to
Oh,
get
me?
frustrated. Both
Would
of
you
y'all
both?
guys.
Both of y'all
Would
can
you-
answer.
Would you date
I mean,
a homeless person?
listen, if she's homeless and I'm making money, like just be
There's
my home.
no way.
Why is she homeless? Why is she homeless?
Listen, it doesn't matter.
What's her background? What's her baggage?
It doesn't matter. Whoa.
This is
You know
incredible.
what? It's rare to meet a woman who's homeless nowadays.
It's hot
rare.
to you?
It's
You
rare.
like that?
Okay, and
There's a
No,
reason
it's not
why.
rare.
There's
No,
a
it's
reason
not
why.
rare. Actually, actually, there's a lot of homeless people.
There's a reason why a man that's a king can marry a peasant and turn her into a queen, and doesn't work the other way around. Like if the girl's attractive and not a whore, like yeah, that guy will take her in probably. But
What
it
if
won't work
she-
the other way around. That's my point.
How is she attractive if she's I mean, she doesn't have the
Section
abilities that what?
Never mind, go ahead.
How
What?
is a homeless person who doesn't have
I mean, this
the
is an extreme
abilities to like,
example.
take care of
Section
herself? I
8.
mean, it is very extreme. It's a very
The
hypothetical.
point I'm
but
trying to illustrate is that men don't care about women's resources in general. That's all I'm trying to highlight.
I mean, but why is it extreme when we ask for it, but it's not extreme when you ask if we would date a homeless man?
Because y'all would, I'm trying to illustrate that her situation was wild because she said, well, it shouldn't be that way that men prefer younger women. And then I countered with saying, well, it shouldn't be that way that women want shorter guys. They want taller guys. So like, I can't sit around and change the rules on what women want. Like, so why is it that women think that they could change the rules on what men want?
I don't think we can change the rules. It's just what we.
So
would
then why are you saying
prefer.
should?
Because I have an opinion, just like everybody else.
All right,
Well, it's not going to change though.
That's fine. I didn't say let's change it right now. I just said what I.
It's
what I
never
think
gonna
it should
change.
be. That's okay. You're not hearing
It-
me.
it's-
I'm just saying what I would prefer.
Okay.
if you're giving hypotheticals, I think
Right.
she was just
we
trying
can,
to give another
yeah,
hypothetical.
it's just
Okay.
we're doing
A
forget it.
hypothetical that is
Hold
not
on.
based in reality whatsoever.
But
Yeah.
going
That-
back, okay, so forget the should. You're right. It shouldn't. If your whole
Forget it,
hold
Mara.
on, hold on. I'm not.
Erase it from your mind.
Okay. So your whole niche, right, is that you're trying to teach these guys that are watching your podcast and everything how they should go back to what you were saying. Your purpose really is that you're trying to teach guys how to be these high value men so that they can so if I need to form my thought here because we just discussed so much.
That's for the daytime show. The nighttime show just goes to illustrate how delusional females are.
Wait,
which you guys have done a fantastic
I just
job
have
of
one
proving.
question, and I have nothing else to say about
No,
it.
I
Do you
mean, go
guys
ahead.
consider yourself high value men?
I mean, what do you think?
No. I'm asking you.
We can answer after you answer. Go ahead.
No. It's you guys. See, here's the thing. You don't call yourself that. It's just how people view you.
Yeah.
If you view me that way, that's one thing. If you don't, then that's fine.
I would
Hold on.
still
So
wanna
answer
know.
for each other. Do you think he is a high value man and vice versa?
It's fine. We don't even.
It's the perception.
But you guys don't want to answer.
Don't look at each other's eyes.
It's
You're
how-
like, I don't agree. Let's agree.
No, because,
I'm a dude.
because you're supposed to display the characteristics, and it's on the people to assume or not assume that you fit a certain metric. Saying that I'm an alpha male, blah blah. No, you don't categorize yourself in that category. People do it for you based on how they perceive you.
Not
How
alpha
about it's
male,
the way you
high
feel about
value.
yourself that matters?
I'm just giving an example.
No.
I just
mean,
wait. So you're not going to answer the question.
You're
do you
not gonna
consider
answer,
yourself
do you-
high value?
yeah.
That's just a
Do you
simple
have
question.
those
I mean, if-
characteristics that you
Once
would
again,
think?
like the people, because end of the day, if someone views you as high value, then it's
Okay, so
what
do most
someone-
people consider you high value?
If you had to imagine your characteristics
no,
in
no, no,
somebody
no,
else,
no.
like,
Do most
I don't know.
people,
Fantastic
from what you've
deflection.
heard,
Yeah.
do most
Fantastic
people
deflection.
it's
consider
not
you?
deflection. It's
It is
just a
deflection.
curiosity. Like, do you find yourself high value? It's a yes or no.
That's
Maybe
not on me to
positive.
answer. That's-
But do
that's on
okay,
the
so what
public
you've
to-
heard, about yourself, do you consider?
Oh,
do most
yeah,
people
him?
consider you?
It's on them to pick.
Misogyny?
I don't get. I
But
don't
you've
gotta do that.
heard what people have said about you. So do you consider yourself high value based off of what other
It
people
depends
have
on the
said?
individual. Everybody
hard
has their
to
own
All
take.
right, you're going
Somebody
around
who knows
circles.
you, somebody who knows you well, would you think they would consider you a high value man?
That depends on them.
All right, just
It depends on who you
that's
ask.
the question.
Who knows them real good? I can answer
It
that
depends
for
on who you
you.
ask.
Because like
Okay,
if,
I'm asking Chris. Hey,
no,
Chris.
I mean, listen, Martin does well, man. That's all I can say.
So yes.
Does men what? Does well
well.
financially?
I mean, we're kind of diverting from the topic at hand. You were saying something. You were going to ask a question, and you're saying like, "Hey, you teach guys how to be, get their shit together, whatever." Yeah, that's during the daytime shows. The nighttime shows, honestly, are to show men that women are fairly delusional when their worldviews.
Yeah.
And you go to sleep peacefully at night thinking that.
After
yeah,
we are-
I mean, there's been a pattern shown that a lot of women lack critical thinking skills. I mean, I'm telling you guys things that are objectively true with how men view women and dating and relationships. And you guys, instead of saying, "Oh, you know what, I can understand that perspective," it's, "Well, I don't think it should be that way," or "I disagree." And I've been saying things that are objectively fact in general, and you guys disagree with it. I'm
So,
kind of like, okay,
Can I add something? You say what I agree, men and women are not the same.
yeah.
So maybe some of us may not be completely rational or not rational, but completely logical or critical thinking. But
I think
feel
that's been self-explanatory.
I think a lot of men are not very emotionally intelligent, and that's something that women actually have.
Define emotional intelligence.
Like in tune with people's empathy, and for
I think
example,
women-
like I think an emotionally intelligent person wouldn't say some offensive stuff to women, say like she's a hole or
I
something.
think, honestly, if I'm going to be all the way honest, and it's kind of been proven during the course of this podcast,
Please.
I think women lack empathy.
Oh, really?
I have a question. Are you insecure at all?
Oh, fantastic. So this is like literally like boom, like right out the script. How is stating uncomfortable truths and facts between the two genders insecure?
What?
I don't know what you just asked.
So you asked the question, you didn't even.
I asked you if you
I
were
answered your question.
insecure. Okay,
I'm
that was
asking,
the end
like,
of my question.
how-
No,
how-
you're answering a question with another question though.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get her to think here. How is what? Well, you know what? I'll answer your thing in a second here. Back to you with the empathy. I think women lack empathy, and this conversation has kind of proven that throughout the thing.
And why do you think women lack empathy nowadays?
Okay. Well, define empathy real fast for me.
Empathy is the ability to feel for other people and relate to others.
Okay. So during the course of this conversation, I've expressed to you guys the male situation with how we view women, what we want, etc. And instead of saying, you know what, that's right, that makes sense. I see your perspective. It's, well, it shouldn't be that way. I disagree. I'm a woman, and I think men should want that. That is one of the biggest examples of a lack of empathy. I think women have sympathy, which means they can feel sorry for you and kind of see that perspective. But empathy is the ability to put yourself in the shoes of the individual that's talking about a situation. And what I've realized through this conversation, which a lot of women, is they lack empathy. They're not able to put themselves in a male perspective and understand the male experience because women live a very different life than men do.
I
Which is fine. I'm not
understand.
knocking that.
Yeah,
but
fine.
here's the difference between men and women. Men have to have empathy to understand women to be attractive, because if I'm going to take a girl on a date, and get laid, I know that I gotta smell good, have my shit together,
Look good.
carry a conversation,
Talk
take
well.
her somewhere fairly nice, have my apartment nice and clean when we come back. I
And
need to
maybe-
make her feel comfortable. I
That's
need to make her feel safe.
maybe.
So I have to understand women to get them. But women, on the other hand, just show up. They don't have to understand men.
Yep.
Which during the course of this conversation has been pretty well proven that a lot of you guys don't
I think-
necessarily understand men.
I think what you're
So I think women lack empathy.
describing as our lack of
In general.
empathy is
Yeah.
our opinion, which is not always the same as yours. Just because we have different opinions doesn't mean we're lack of empathetic for you. You know, if something really bad happened to you, regardless of our
Mar, who hurt
different
you?
opinions, I would feel
Mar,
sorry.
Who hurt you, Mar?
Emotional damage.
If I state an objective fact about how men typically tend to think when it comes to women, and then you go ahead and you respond and say, well, it shouldn't be that way, or I disagree because I'm a woman, that is by definition a lack of empathy.
I think that's just an opinion. That doesn't define empathy to me.
We just illustrated that empathy is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand their experience. And during this conversation, it's been proven that you haven't been able to do that.
No, I can understand you and feel you and totally validate your opinion, but just because we have different opinion doesn't mean
It's
that
not
we
an
lack
opinion.
empathy.
It's an objective fact. The things that I've said have been pretty factual.
Factual to you. That's your opinion. That doesn't mean it's fact.
Do you know the difference between a fact and an opinion?
Absolutely.
Tell me what a fact is.
Fact is something that's proven. Opinion is something that you think about uniquely.
All right, so what's an opinion that I've stated?
An opinion that you stated is, for example, that women shouldn't go to the club because that makes them low value, whereas some other man that doesn't have the same background that you have, the same values that you have as a man, may think differently, may think, oh no, it's totally okay for her to have a girls' night.
I said that most men, if asked honestly, would not like it if their girl went to the nightclub.
Yeah.
If I lined up 100 dudes and I said, hey bro, your girl can either stay home with you or go to the nightclub, most guys would elect to have the woman stay at home.
Sure, but I can empathize with you and be like, oh, sure, honey, like, I totally get it that you're feeling insecure about this.
So, okay, so what about
You
that
know?
was an opinion? That was just a fact what I said. Most men would prefer their girl stay at home.
Is that
How's that an
proven?
opinion?
Where's the statistics showing me that?
Do I need statistics to tell you that the sky's blue?
I mean, if you're telling me that's a fact, that most men don't like their women
Yeah,
out, where's the statistics? Where's the actual facts? I need, like,
You
scientific
do realize
proof.
that sometimes, like, do you need a study to tell you 1 + 1 is 2? 2?
Yeah, because otherwise,
Incredible.
mathematics,
Incredible.
they're actually, like, scientific.
I mean, can
Incredible.
we ask the chat? Like,
I think
we
we
could
should
ask the
definitely
chat.
ask the chat.
We got how many? 20,000 plus watching?
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and throw up the Rumble chat too, just so they can see, because we're live on everything. Guys, give us a 1 in the chat if you prefer your girl to stay at home, or give us a 2 in the chat if you prefer her to go to the club. Let's see.
All right, let's see.
Because this is incredible here. Let's see.
already know what's gonna happen, honestly.
I mean, it's
We got
it's-
20,000 plus guys watching. Let's see. A bunch of ones on this side
see ones.
and a bunch of ones on that
Yep.
side.
What's
But
one mean?
And these are men from all over the world.
This is a biased poll. I mean,
I
you're
don't know
asking
what
people
one
who are
means.
watching you
I
because they
mean-
admire your opinion. They
You mean
admire
I'm number
your-
one?
And most
We
women
have a lot of
men
haters.
that think the way that
we
you
have a lot of
feel.
haters.
Not
Yeah, but they're not
really. The
watching the stream.
majority is
Watch
people
us.
that
I believe
actually
it.
enjoy
I believe it.
They
your
watch our shit.
point of view.
To hate
No,
watch.
but I mean, these people that are watching you, they know what they're coming to watch. I mean, they know your ideas on these things. They come here because they agree with you. So asking a biased pool is not exactly scientific method.
It's
of
not a biased poll. You're
getting
actually
at-
asking a poll where guys can be honest, because men can't tell women the truth because they have frustrating conversations like we're having now where women don't want to accept the truth.
But
This
they
is not
watch you
frustrating,
because
it's
they agree
entertaining.
with you. They don't watch you.
I'm
because
actually not
they're-
frustrated at
they're
all.
disagreeing. Do you think
I'm
they're
having a great
frustrated,
time.
No, we're fine, but like guys who aren't getting laid are frustrated.
Are you guys frustrated?
Yes, because they aren't getting laid.
Because
you
they're
know what I'm saying?
focusing too much on getting laid. Why don't they get fulfilled in other activities?
and-
All right.
like scuba diving.
I think I've proven my empathy thing. Okay, now your question is something about insecurity. You had something about insecurity?
I just asked if did you consider yourself insecure or not?
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think who's more insecure? The person who tells you what it really is and doesn't care what you think, or the person that's scared of what you're going to say and doesn't tell you the truth? Who's more insecure?
the second one.
Okay, I'll say that one more time. Who do you think is more insecure? The individual that tells you the truth and doesn't necessarily care what you think, okay? Or the person that's scared of what you're going to say and lies to you? Who's more insecure?
The person that lies is more insecure.
Fantastic. So what have I been doing the entire podcast with y'all?
Lying.
I've been telling the truth, which is
It's your truth.
Okay, so it's so
there is no my truth.
No,
It's
no.
the truth.
Sometimes but don't you think during the entire podcast there have been moments where we're like, okay, yeah, we do agree with that, but also
Yeah.
like it's just
Where-
another commentary or something. There have been moments where
Give me an example.
we're like, okay, so you said, I mean, I don't
That
know,
money
maybe I should start
statistic.
taking notes.
I
I'm
agree
sorry.
with men and women are not equal. We can agree on that.
That money
Mhm.
statistic that you said, with
even
like
that,
5 years
like,
older, and then the increase
even
in money,
the
like we
attraction,
agreed with you.
yeah, like there
And, like,
have been
it's
moments
most
where
stuff that
we
you said.
agree
So if
with
we've been
you.
like, oh, okay, I get that. I wouldn't say that we necessarily lack empathy because we are hearing you out, but at the same time, like we are giving you our opinions. Like you said, we are coming from like a self view because it is our opinion, but at the same time, like we've heard you out. We've heard your general like statements and everything, and like that's okay and everything, but we still are hearing you out saying, oh, okay, I get that. But for me personally, and that's what you pointed out, like we're speaking from a personal perspective, which is okay, but we have heard out the generality as well.
But a general conversation speaking from personal perspective by definition limits you.
Yeah, but I'm saying like we've heard you out and said, yeah, I agree. And then, you know, we're here to give an opinion as well. So this is our opinion, but we have agreed with you.
Okay,
Like,
you
we've
can
showed
give an
the
opinion,
empathy.
but what place is higher, opinions or facts?
Well, I didn't say it was less. I
It's-
just said we've showed empathy towards
Mhm.
what you've said.
That was-
We've heard you
Not
out.
necessarily.
Yes, we
I-
will.
I-
Yes,
I-
we
you
are.
can-
You
Your
just
husband
told
is
us
speaking
that
for
lacking
opinion on
empathy
it.
was us
Every
not
time I've
agreeing with
stated
you.
an objective fact about what men find attractive in women, your response was, well, it shouldn't be that way, or I don't agree.
But
or,
isn't
No,
that
but
isn't that
There's
the
been
point of a
moments that we said,
conversation?
Yeah.
There's points that we've heard you on and been like, oh, okay, like I get that. And then the whole point of the conversation, like she was just saying, is opinion
Right.
as well. Like, oh, but here's our perspective. But we heard out your generality and
but
said, I
opinions
agree
are
with that.
irrelevant in the face of factual
Okay,
data.
but let's say we all are agreeing on the same thing. Where's the conversation if we're all like, oh yeah, yep, okay, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that would be a
you
boring
quite
podcast.
literally just admitted that you're arguing to argue.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But
Because
I'm
it's like,
just
we can have
saying.
a conversation, but if we all agree, then there's no
If
conversation.
you want us to
No.
disagree
From
with
the
the
female
generality, that's
perspective.
fine. But if you don't want to hear our opinion, then what are we?
I mean, think
No,
about
Right.
it.
like we do, but what we're saying is like, hey, listen, like you say one thing, but you do next thing.
You
No,
think
'cause
so? You
we-
said you've had 25,000 women on the show, and
Okay.
all of
About
us are
2,500.
2,500. Yeah.
Okay.
1,000. Oh, my God, bro.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's crazy as
I got
fuck.
my number skewed. My bad.
That's
So
all right.
you've had all these women on the show, and generally, all of us have had similar. I mean, you kind of even see with this group how you have it's a little bit divided. You see one opinion, you see another. But generally, you're saying that all the women that you've had on the show have had the same idea.
Yes.
So isn't that the purpose? Is you're showing your male perspective versus the female? I mean, because I think am I too far from the mic?
But then
Did you
you're
know
also
that?
saying that we're personalizing things. Yet all the women you've had have had the same thing. So how
So how-
personalized?
so
how are you
yeah, how
picking
is
the
it
girls
really?
that are coming
how
here?
am I
Not even that,
showing
but how
my-
personalizing is it if we're all saying the same
It's
It
thing?
painting
proves
another
what I've said
generality.
before. Women are naturally solipsistic, narcissistic, and tend to view the world from their own purview only, and
Yeah.
are unable, a lot of the times, to put themselves in someone else's shoes, empathy, and understand that the world doesn't necessarily work according to their world perspective.
Is that
But it's
women
not
or people
necessarily
in
so.
general? I think people in general are just
Are,
focused on
yep.
themselves. How am I going to get to work? How am I going to make money?
Of
How am I
course.
going to eat today?
But-
how am I going to self-sustain?
Of
It's
course.
not. It's not women or men. It's
But women
people in
are far
general.
more guilty of being solipsistic than men are, and the reason for that is because men live a much harder life than women do.
I don't think so because women are. You're growing up as a woman thinking like I'm going to have kids one day to take care of. I'm going to have. So you are like
So you think in 2023 women live a harder life than men do?
No, it's not harder because
It's
we
harder
both
in-
have different
Struggles.
goals to reach to be actually like, you know, valuable to the opposite sex. You know, you say you have to be successful. Okay, you have to be successful, but us women we have to be attractive. So there's different types of priority as women that we have to take, and as you as men have to take.
I would argue being attractive is a lot easier than being successful.
I mean, to a certain extent, but not really because, okay, attractive. What do you consider attractive? A girl with big lips. Okay, let me get
An
fillers. A girl with
average-looking
long hairs.
woman-
Let me get
hold on, an
extensions. A girl with a
average-looking
big ass.
woman-
Let me get a BBL.
An average looking woman can pull a man 3 to 4 points above her, but it's not going to work the other way around. So in other words, average women have access to top tier guys, but it's not the other way around.
Yeah.
Are the top tier guys attracted to these average women, or do you think like
They'll get a date
Attractive-
with them. They'll have sex with them.
attractive
They'll
to
get
a
opportunity
relationship?
they
with them.
wouldn't like
Or
marry
attracted to a
them?
one night
Slow
and have
Wednesdays.
family with
There's
them?
been times where they even get married, but what I'm trying to say though is that women are able to easily bat 3 to 4 leagues above them, but men can't do that
Can I ask you a question? So do
because
you,
women date up, men date down.
Okay. So do you think that high value men, their goal is to also get married, to start a family, to provide for a woman? Is that something that a high value man seeks?
I mean,
Or do
every
you
guy has
think-
different wants and needs.
Okay, but women don't.
But you,
I was-
but
Women
now
are
you're speaking
supposed to-
personalizing. But
I think
Before
you
you were
were
speaking
saying that
generalized.
you prefer the fact that you said you were with 3-4 different women. But
Yep.
Chris, like, do you think your end goal is to, if you see yourself as a high value man, do you think your end goal is to have a family, to raise kids with a wife, to provide for them? Like, is that the end goal for men, or is that just for women?
Most men don't want to be monogamous.
It's
Yeah.
true. I'm sure. I honestly, just speaking from experience, but I'm asking you guys because I feel like you couldn't answer my question, but
I
obviously
just answered it.
you no, hold on. You couldn't answer our question when we asked if you think you are high value. But I think that you internally do see yourself as that. So is your end goal to have a family, to provide for them, to
I mean,
make
if-
sure they
if-
have a high value woman?
If the girl is like, hey, listen, I fuck with you, and then I vet her out, and once again, I live in Miami, in Brickell. You know what I'm saying? So long story short is I know what it takes to live in a certain area. If I'm dealing with girls and hey, listen, I fuck with you, boom, boom, boom. I personally have rules. If she can't follow the rules, then it's like I can't fuck with her.
If she does follow them.
What
Yeah.
are your rules?
What are your
So-
rules?
What are
She
your rules?
embodies-
I want to know your rules.
Wait. Go. I want you to answer.
I want you to answer my question. She embodies what you want. She follows those rules. Let's say you've dated
Then
for this
endure.
amount of time, and she comes up to you
Endure.
and she goes, "You know what, Chris? I want to tie down. I don't want you to
Yeah,
hook up
endure.
with
Like
other women."
I've had plenty of girls actually came to me, hey, I want to be a girlfriend.
But that's not answering my question. If
Sit up
this
and stop yawning.
that hurt
That's
me.
fine.
Yeah. If this
Producer,
woman
I mean.
embodies everything that you want, do you see yourself settling down with one woman for the rest of your life?
No, because I've worked hard to actually like provide a whole lifestyle, for who I love.
So
like
you-
for example, if I'm dating you, right? All right, cool. Are you happy?
So you're telling me,
Like,
sorry.
are you happy with me, right?
am I happy?
Yeah,
if
like
you're
if-
providing everything that I could.
Happy, right?
Sure, we're
The
happy.
house, the
Okay.
food,
The
like,
love, the
clock, for,
caring, the loyalty,
care. Okay,
everything.
cool. And then I have a whole other girl, right? Me, like us
That
two,
would make me
know?
unhappy. You're hooking up my best friend.
I've been there, done that. But anyways,
kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is this: is like, hey, listen, I've been in, like girls aren't gonna break up with a guy just because he's fucking around with some other girl.
I'm so sorry.
Most girls.
No,
Most girls.
I'm so sorry. Girls prefer the loyalty, prefer the one.
Yeah, but they're not gonna break up with a guy just because of that.
I'm sorry. Everybody in this room, can we answer that question? Because I would 1000% break up with a guy.
All right, ladies, raise your hand. If a guy was taking care of you, right? He paid for your bills. He took care of you, right? Like your safety. He's ripped. He's fit. Whatever. Your ideal man, right? If he was to fuck a girl, right? Would you break up with him?
100%.
That you wouldn't be my ideal man if
No.
you're
No.
doing that.
And
Okay.
going back
Stupid.
to
Raise your hand.
no.
Oh,
go
so
I wouldn't break up
If
with
you
him.
want to fuck somebody else, why are you with me?
Yeah,
Like,
and going back to
I
what you
would
said.
allow it.
why, ladies? A guy can still love you and still bust a nut down the street
Why?
That's
Why
true.
didn't you just do that with me then? Like, why do you have to go down the street?
because, like Fresh said, right?
Damn.
But love and commitment are
The
two
best
different
pussy-
things.
What are you?
The best pussy.
No, y'all are just clueless. That's like as we continue on with the conversation. Like,
You're
yo,
saying that men
you
can't
guys
be-
are literally
Why?
clueless.
Wait, ladies, and then
But
Martin,
why,
you go,
like-
wait. Shh.
Okay, yeah.
The best pussy is a new pussy, right? I can still love you, right? It's my girl, man. She's the best, right? Jay-Z cheated with Beyonce, but she ain't going nowhere, man.
But they have things that tie them down. Like they have families. They probably have.
Listen,
investments,
Jay-Z
they
makes
have-
more money than her, right? But at the end of the day, it's like,
Does
listen.
he?
Yes, he
Does
does.
he?
He's a billionaire. She's like, whatever. Anyways, long story short, ladies, like, I can still love you and still bust a nut down the street and still come home to you and still love you.
I agree.
But you can't do the same. You can't fuck another.
I
Once
disagree.
you fuck another guy, it's over.
I also
Nah.
wouldn't want to
No.
fuck
Wait,
anybody
all right,
else.
so
if-
raise your hand if you can fuck another guy.
She answered
And
it right
still a
there.
man.
But she literally just look. She said, "I wouldn't want to fuck another guy."
All right.
There's
no,
your answer.
no. I wouldn't
disagree.
want to fuck another guy if I truly love somebody. I
Exactly.
wouldn't have to
Okay.
want. So
now,
why?
critical
okay,
thinking
but
skills. Do you think a man that loves you still wants to fuck another girl?
Yes.
or no?
Yes.
They probably ponder like if
They do.
Absolutely.
think
Yeah,
about
the answer is
girls
yes.
even like we'll
Mine
see.
says yes.
So
They do.
so do they think about it versus do they act on it is different. If I see a hot guy on the street and I am in a relationship, I'm not gonna go talk to him. I'm not gonna interact in any way. But you glance because it's your like
Natural
It's
instincts.
natural, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and stare at him just because I think he's hot. I'd be like, oh, he's cute. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go on my day and never think about him again.
Yeah, but your need to have sex with them is probably very little if you are super attracted to your guy. But men are not the same.
But what about like emotional attachment? Like if I'm with a guy and he's telling me like, new pussy's better pussy. Like I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be like, all right, I'm so sorry. Go ahead. There's some bitches down the street. Like that would make me so unhappy. What about our like happiness at the end of the day? Like I'm supposed to just be like, all right,
What
you
if
know
it
what?
makes him happy to have multiple women?
Then that's just not my guy.
Right.
And that's and
So
is
your
that,
happiness overrides his?
but does that sorry?
So your happiness overrides his?
So it's not. I don't think his happiness overrides mine. I think it's genuinely a balance. And like, if a guy thinks that he should be with multiple women, that's fine with me.
I think
just hold on.
Hold on.
If a guy
happy
that,
king, happy kingdom.
no, it's happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, what? You made that up. You made
That's
that up.
why-
Happy king, happy kingdom.
That's one of the biggest lies that we tell. That's one of the biggest lies we tell people is that happy wife, happy life. The reality is there's no such thing as happy wife, happy life because it's very difficult to please women. So
Yeah, that's-
men
I
are
don't think
simple
so.
to please.
So simple.
I
You
feel
think
like
you have
there's
to buy me a
everything
Lambo
for
to be
everybody.
happy?
Hold on,
Like, you
hold on.
think you have to-
Who do you think are easier to please in general, men or women?
Men, you guys.
Yeah. So-
You just said that men. All they need is sex, new pussy. Like,
Dating man is easy.
women, like
So therefore, what I've realized is that the best relationships are typically when the man has the leverage and the guy is happy, and then the girl's happy as a byproduct of that. But when it's the other way around and the woman holds all the cards, it doesn't work.
But what makes a guy happy sleeping with other women? Like that's,
that's a
what doesn't make
component.
sense to me.
That's a
So
component.
that's what I'm
Peace.
asking is why? Because
Peace.
I don't think I could be with a guy who sleeps with other women. So does that mean I'm never gonna get a high value man?
Probably
Facts.
not.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Because I don't want him to sleep with
That's what
other
comes with
women.
the territory.
Yeah, facts.
But you're also talking about traditional relationship values. You know, there are many types of different relationships.
And traditionally, men that have resources and access to certain situations have always had a multitude of women. That's how it's been.
Right. But at the same time,
Should I do the candy store
Society-
analogy here?
wait, what is that?
No, do it.
Can I say? I feel like nowadays,
Take it
like
to
you
the
said,
candy
society has switched around. And there are many type of different relationships. It's not
Didn't we
just
say earlier
monogamy.
that biological hardwiring overrides society norms?
I mean, it just depends on evolution.
There's something out there
Chad,
for everybody.
do you want the candy store analogy?
I think that's the best way to illustrate this so they kind of understand.
But we do have
But-
chats to read, though.
We do have chats.
Yeah, we have a lot of chats to read.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's go
so-
ahead and